Good evening and welcome. We're tracking the big bridge collapse in Mumbai. 5 people dead, at least 36 injured. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis speaking live at this time. Let's listen in.
छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज टर्मिनस के आगे जो ब्रिज कोलैप्स हुआ है, ये अत्यंत गंभीर और दुखद घटना है। प्राप्त जानकारी के अनुसार इसमें 3 लोगों की मृत्यु हुई है, 2 लोग क्रिटिकली इंजर्ड है और कई लोग घायल हैं। इस पूरी घटना की उच्च स्तरीय जांच के आदेश हमने दिए हैं। विशेष रूप से जो मैंने जानकारी मुंबई महानगर पालिका के आयुक्त से प्राप्त की है, उसमें करीब 1980 में इस ब्रिज का निर्माण हुआ था और पिछले साल जब मुंबई में दुर्घटना हुई थी, उस समय सारे फुट ओवर ब्रिज, चाहे वो रेलवे के हो चाहे महानगर पालिका के हो, इनका एक स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट करने का आदेश दिया गया था और इस पुल का भी स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट किया गया था। और जो जानकारी मुझे कमिश्नर ने दी है, उसमें इसको स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट में फिट पाया गया और कुछ माइनर रिपेयर्स कहे गए थे। उसके बावजूद अगर ये पुल गिरता है और इतनी भीषण दुर्घटना होती है, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट के ऊपर भी एक प्रश्न चिन्ह निर्माण होता है और इसकी भी जांच की जाएगी। स्ट्रक्चरल ऑडिट अगर गलत किया गया है, उसका रिपोर्ट अगर ठीक नहीं आया है, उसमें अगर कोताही बरती गई है, तो निश्चित रूप से ये एक सदोष मनुष्यवध का ऑफेंस भी इसमें दाखिल किया जाएगा। और जो माइनर रिपेयर्स कहे गए थे वो कहाँ तक किए गए, इस बात की भी जानकारी ली जाएगी। ये जो उच्च स्तरीय कमेटी है, इसके माध्यम से निश्चित रूप से हम लोग कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई इस मामले में करेंगे। इसमें जिन परिवारों को क्षति भुगतनी पड़ी है, उनके साथ हमारी संवेदनाएं हैं। जो इसमें जिनकी मृत्यु हुई है, उनके परिवारों को 5 लाख रुपया मदद दी जाएगी। जो जख्मी है उनको 50,000 रुपया मदद दी जाएगी और साथ साथ उनका जो मेडिकल का सारा खर्चा है वो भी सरकार की ओर से दिया जाएगा। ये बहुत ही गंभीर घटना है और इसको बहुत ही सरकार ने सीरियसली लिया है और इसके तह तक पहुंचकर हम लोग जांच करके और जो दोषी है उनके ऊपर कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई करेंगे।
जांच रिपोर्ट कितने दिनों में मांगी है आपने?
देखिए, अभी उसकी जो
That's Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis announcing a compensation of 5 lakh rupees for each of the deceased and 50,000 rupees for those injured. He was speaking in Nagpur. I want to show you now this ground report filed by my colleague Pankaj Upadhyay, who is at ground zero and explains just what happened at the CST bridge.
छत्रपति शिवाजी टर्मिनस के पास ये वही फुटओवर ब्रिज है जो आज शाम को धराशायी हो गया और जिसमें कई लोग जख्मी हो गए और कई लोग अपनी जान गंवा बैठे हैं। हम यहाँ पर आपको पहली तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं। यहाँ ऊपर आगे की आखिर क्या हुआ है ना, ये वही फुटओवर ब्रिज है जहां पर इतनी मुसीबतें हो गई हैं। इसके आगे जाना हमको शायद अलाउड नहीं होगा। ये देखिए, ये वो स्लैब है, ये वो सेंटर पुलिस का स्लैब है जो बिल्कुल नीचे आ गया और शाम के वक्त यहाँ करीब 50 से 60 लोग थे जो अपने ऑफिस की तरफ जा रहे थे और जैसे ही ये उनके बीच में ज्यादा प्रेशर पड़ा तो ये पूरा स्लैब नीचे आ गया। 15 से 20 लोग घायल हुए हैं। पुलिस को यहाँ पर आने में, फायर ब्रिगेड की यहाँ पर गाड़ियों को आने में थोड़ी सी तकलीफ हो गई क्योंकि पीक ट्रैफिक सीजन था। ये वही ब्रिज है जो कि प्लेटफॉर्म नंबर 1 की तरफ जाता है।
Pankaj Upadhyay there, getting very close to the slab that went down. Prabhat now joins us from Mumbai, the Chief Fire Officer. Mr. Prabhat, what is the latest that you can tell us? Do you have the situation under control? What's happening at ground zero at this time?
There is ground zero. There were 6 vehicles which were trained for a relief and rescue operation, as well as we have a specialized rescue van also immediately turned out and got mobilized. As far as at present, all the debris are being cleared. There is nothing, nobody is trapped inside. Those who were trapped and injured were already shifted to the hospital. As far as the rescue operation is over. We are only on a standby first. The remaining portion of the bridge is getting demolished.
Prima facie, from what you can see, how do you think this bridge just collapsed in this fashion? The Chief Minister is questioning the safety audit. You've been on the ground. What do you think, Mr. Fire Officer?
The investigation is as far as the collapse are concerned, it's not my domain. My domain in a collapse is basically for a rescue and relief. It will be investigated by a special structural engineer or somebody else.
How are all the injured doing, Mr. Prabhat?
What?
What are the injured doing? What's the condition of the injured?
I am on a ground. I am on a zero ground. We are deputed to an officer to inquire about it. But at present, the status, you know, that around exactly 35. I don't know exactly, but around 35 and injured and 5 dead. That's what the information is.
Can you give us an idea of what's happening around the ground? What kind of blockages have you put in place so that nobody gets close to where this happened?
At present, area is cordoned off. Already we are on a standby because the demolition is happening. And as far as rescue is concerned, the rescue operation is over. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Prabhat, the Chief Fire Officer of Mumbai, telling us that what's being done on the ground is that they're trying to clear the debris, they're trying to demolish the bridge so that they can clear out this area. And he's also saying that 36 people are injured. Prithviraj Chavan, the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, now joins us on India Today. Mr. Chavan, you know, the Chief Minister just spoke and said that the safety audit which was carried out said that this bridge was structurally intact. Now, it's surprising that despite a safety audit, the bridge collapses in this fashion. He's questioning the audit itself. What are you making of what happened, sir?
Well, I think it's extremely sad. First of all, let's condole the people who are dead, their families, and I wish a speedy recovery for those who are injured. I think what has happened is absolutely reprehensible. Somebody has goofed up. Somebody has not taken responsibility seriously. I think heads had to roll. Inquiries to be ordered. Immediately, people had to be suspended. I mean, government will just come forward and offer some compensation and that will be it. Prime Minister issued a condolence message. That's the end of the story. No, that is not enough.
What do you believe needs to be done, Mr. Chavan? You're saying a condolence isn't enough. Who do you blame? Who do you think is responsible?
No, I think, see, now what is happening, the ball is being passed from the court of BMC to the state government to the railway authorities. This bridge was serving the whether it was in the area of BMC or what, was serving the railway passengers. After the Elphinstone Bridge collapse, which happened recently, there was thorough structural audit to all the bridges. This was a 100-year-old bridge. My question to the government is whether the structural audit of this bridge was done or not. Who gave it a clean health bill? A clean bill of health? I mean, somebody has suggested that the bridge was safe for passengers to use. Who is that person who's given it a clean check? I mean, inquiries have to be held. I demand that an inquiry under the sitting judge of the High Court be held. Immediately, some people had to be suspended, and inquiry has to be finished in a time-bound manner, and then people should be punished after a due process.
We're going to leave it over there. Prithviraj Chavan, former Chief Minister Maharashtra, for joining us. Thank you very much. Multiple politicians visited the site of this bridge collapse. Milind Deora, the Congress leader, Arvind Sawant, Member of Parliament of the Shiv Sena, Faris Pathan from the AIMIM. Let's listen to their reactions at the site of this bridge collapse.
If ministers are serious, if this government is serious, if this government wants to assure the people of Mumbai that they are safe, if a Mumbaikar is not safe on a bridge, where are they safe? If a traveller is not safe walking, if a pedestrian is not safe, where are they safe? The government has to assure the citizens that they are safe. They have to file an FIR against guilty officers, against guilty contractors and auditors. That's the only way they can give some guarantee to Mumbaikar.
देखिए ये इसका जवाबदार है मुंबई म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट। एल्फिंस्टन रोड का जब ब्रिज गिरा तब वहाँ पहुँचे थे, हमने देखे थे लाशों के ढेर लग गए थे। तब भी हमने सरकार को कहा था कि जितने भी इस तरह के मुंबई में ब्रिजेस है उसकी मरम्मत की जाए जल्दी से जल्दी, मगर सरकार के कान में जू तक नहीं रहेंगे। तो हमारी सरकार से इस वक्त ये मांग है कि जो भी इस चीज़ के लिए जिम्मेदार है चाहे वो म्यूनसिपल कमिश्नर हो या बीएमसी कर्मचारी हो या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के ऑफिशियल्स हो, उनके खिलाफ सरकार कार्रवाई करे सक्सेस तक और उनको सस्पेंड करे।
BMC since ages, decades now.
So what is
how will Shiv Sena answer to this, sir?
What is the? Why you ask for a political issue here? Don't make it political.
Two people have died. It's not political.
I told you. I'm staying in the municipal corporation.
Sir, authorities are answerable, sir.
I am also. Then that's what I'm saying. I am not the authority. You are asking like you also. I am also supporting that. This should have been done. Okay. Sir, how do I know what is...
बीजेपी के साथ महाराष्ट्र सरकार में सत्ता है।
Go on asking like this.
You are sharing the power with BJP. BMC is under you.
पहिली गोष्ट अशी आहे ना की मुळात हा पूल रेल्वेने बांधला, रेल्वेचा त्याचा मेंटेनन्स महापालिका करवते.
We have said that Railway and BMC will jointly have the inquiry and they will come out with a report. And of course, those who are guilty will be surely sacked.
So the railway says it is not a responsibility. It is the BMC's senior minister. Was an audit being carried out here?
Audit was carried out.
Then what?
It was minor fault was there. It was to be corrected. So everything will be find out after the inquiry.
But there were no signboards, no warning boards. If the audit was conducted, why weren't there any signboards placed? Where were the signboards, sir?
Why is it?
So people would want to know if there was a problem, as you are saying, audit had been...
People will know everything after the inquiry.
Where were the signboards,
Please now
sir?
let me go to the who are injured. Let me serve them first. Thanks for the media.
Subhash Desai now joins us. He's the Guardian Minister of Mumbai. As the Guardian Minister of Mumbai, Mr. Desai, and a leader of the Shiv Sena, what are you doing to try and help after this bridge collapse, sir?
Yes, I just visited the hospitals and I visited the injured persons, and it is most unfortunate that this incident has taken place after the earlier incidents when it was asked to conduct structural audit of all the bridges in the city and make the adequate provisions financially and take immediate action. In spite of all these clear suggestions and orders, why this kind of incident episode can happen? Query has been ordered. And
you are supposed to give answers. You are asking questions. It's my job to ask questions and for you to answer them.
Necessary actions will be taken.
Minister, as the Guardian Minister of Mumbai, everyone watching across the country, especially in Mumbai, would like to know from you. This happened earlier. A full safety audit was supposedly carried out after the big bridge collapse last time. Why is another bridge gone down?
Yes, it should not. It should not. Because we had asked them to make adequate provision, and there is no shortage of any funds. And immediately after the structural audit, all the bridges should be treated and must be repaired. That those were the clear-cut orders. In spite of all those orders, why this kind of incident takes place? It is we will not tolerate, and after the inquiry, whosoever is responsible will be taken action against.
Now, who do you think is to blame? From you've been to the spot, you say, from what you've seen so far, who do you think is to blame?
Officials are responsible. They are responsible for maintenance.
No, and you are responsible for ensuring that they're doing their job properly. You can't very conveniently pass the entire buck on to just the officials.
If the element of negligence is revealed, under that adequate section, action will be taken.
Subhash Desai, Guardian Minister, Mumbai, thank you very much for joining us. Two of our correspondents join us now. Pankaj Upadhyay, he's at the CST footover bridge where this accident took place. We've also got Vidya, she's at the St. George's Hospital where the injured have been rushed. I want to go across to Pankaj Upadhyay first. Pankaj, tell us what's happening on the ground. We saw you go very close to where the bridge collapse happened. You're on the ground right now. Describe what's happening around you.
Rahul, we were the only one who managed to climb those stairs of this ill-fated foot-over bridge, and the centerpiece of this foot-over bridge, the slab that was there, the centerpiece, it came down, and that's the result why 32 people are seriously injured and 4 confirmed dead, and we are yet to identify the 5th one. Now, the debris are still being cleared at this point of time. We are standing on the DN road, just next to the iconic Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus, platform number 1. Now, this road where I'm standing at this point of time leads to the JJ flyover. In the morning and the evening hours, there is tremendous rush, and I was mentioning earlier as well that because of the evening rush hour at around 7:20, the ambulance and the fire department had a big problem trying to rescue people and clear the rubble. It was because of the people all around who came out of their shops, their houses to help the people that a lot of work was done. Now, as I said, the work is still going on. Progress is still being made. The western end of this road has somehow been cleared, but not the eastern end. The work is still going on in the eastern end. In fact, what they are now doing, Rahul, is they are breaking the divider as well, so that it facilitates the movement of the crane and other machines which are trying to move the rubble. Now, it's not easy to move the rubble because there are big iron boulders of which this bridge was composed. We were able to get close to one and show the people that it was completely rusted, but the BMC, even after the inspection, now the Chief Minister of Maharashtra has come on record, another Minister Vinod Tawade has come on record to say that yes, an inspection had been carried out, but one is very surprised to learn that not even a single signboard or a warning board was placed at the western end where the stairs begin. A simple signboard saying that there are certain faults here. This bridge needs to be repaired. Please do not venture here. Would have saved the day for these innocent people. Imagine innocent Mumbaikars who were traveling in the evening time trying to get hold of this local train to reach their households. Never knew that what was waiting for them. And irresponsible BMC officials, though the leaders have come in here, I have not seen BMC officials coming in here and accepting a responsibility. And the BMC headquarters is just 100 meters from this very place. Rahul.
This I find very difficult to understand. That you know that a bridge requires maintenance and yet you allow people to walk over it. This is exactly what happened in Andheri at the footover bridge, after which so many promises were made, and we see exactly the same thing happen again. And now we are seeing an attempt to shift the blame. Pankaj, we are seeing the railways blame the BMC, we are seeing the BMC blame the railways. Who is actually responsible? Who is responsible for these 36 people being injured and the 5 people who've died in this accident?
Rahul, other than accepting their mistake, you know, what the BMC and the railways did, they started blame game. Now, why the blame game started? Now, my camera person Sachin Chavan is going to show you a little bit how this footover bridge connects on the other end to the railway building. Now, as you can see, this is connecting directly to this white building. Now, this is the railway building here, leading to platform number 1. Now, the same old question of under whose jurisdiction a particular place falls. It was very convenient for the BMC to say that this is not their responsibility. This falls in the jurisdiction of the railway police here. The railway police says that we do not maintain this bridge at all. It is the responsibility of the civic authority. You should go and ask them the questions. And when we tried and we approached the ministers and asked them questions, they accepted. They accepted that yes, there were problems with this bridge. Audit had been conducted. In fact, inspection had been carried out months back after the Elphinstone tragedy. But they did not take this seriously enough. The inspection was carried out, file notings were made, and then the files were closed. And as a result of that irresponsible behavior, today we have 32 people who have been seriously injured and they are battling for their lives. And
Let's go across now to the St. George's Hospital in Mumbai, which is where a lot of those injured are. My colleague Vidya joins us from there. Vidya, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone who's battling for life right now. You've been speaking to the doctors and the staff at the St. George's. How are these injured doing? Everyone who's battling for life right now. Speaking to the doctors and the staff at the St. George's.
Well, most of the people who had been brought here are certainly quite serious. In fact, they have suffered, most people who were there on the bridge suffered head injuries as they fell. In fact, that is one of the reasons why most of the people who can afford to actually get out of this government hospital have taken their relatives out of this hospital to private enterprises, to hospitals where they can be treated better. So that's one thing that has happened. But here, you know, as it always happens after an incident, almost every politician political party has made its representation, has got its leaders here. Subhash Desai, who you were talking to some time back, he was here completely evading the questions that were being put up by him, but to him basically pertain to as to whether the entire survey had been done, if it was done, and the typical answer from people from Shiv Sena and the BJP right now is that an inquiry has been held. We'll wait for the outcome of the inquiry. Now everyone here, especially I've been speaking to a lot of people who have come here. They have all been saying that we just hope that this does not turn out to be something like what happened at Elphinstone, where rains were blamed for the entire incident. Here, someone has to pay the price for it, is what everyone here is asking for. Especially now the fact that most of these political leaders have come here. Especially we saw Congress personals, Milind Deora and all of them. They also went overboard, blaming the entire government for it. But certainly, as of now, an inquiry is going on, is what everyone has been told.
Okay, Shobha Day now joins us, author, columnist. Ms. Day, we just spoke to the Mumbai minister, the Guardian minister. They're trying to figure out who's to blame, trying to blame the officials. On the ground, the BMC knew that this bridge had to be repaired, yet there was no marking put out saying that the bridge needs to be repaired. It's vulnerable at this moment, it could collapse, showing that no lessons have been learnt after the Andheri footover bridge collapse.
I'm not at all surprised at the callousness that's being displayed, but where are our priorities? I mean, we are thinking of spending crores and crores, $1 billion on a coastal road. We're talking about infrastructure projects down the line which are being fought strenuously by right-minded, sane citizens who care about Mumbai and about environmental issues. But we can't manage a footbridge. We can't manage our bridges because we don't care at all for what citizens go through, suffer, whether they live, they die, whether this kind of neglect, because at the end of the day, nobody is going to be held accountable, nobody will be responsible. There are many more bridges in this very, very crowded metropolis which are in a pathetic condition. And there's nothing to warn citizens, there's nothing done by the BMC or even the ministers in charge. It is not just apathy, I don't know what to call it. They know they can get away with it, and therefore we are subjected to monumental neglect on our streets on every level and every front.
Who do you think should be held accountable? We saw the Guardian minister, ma'am, just blame the bureaucrats for this, saying it's the Babus who've not done the security audit properly. They're to blame. Do you not think that a part of the responsibility at least lies with the political leadership of Maharashtra as well?
There's no question about it. I mean, the political leadership is supposed to jolly well get their hands into situations and care for safety of the Mumbaikars. How can they say we don't know anything about it, and the blame game which always gets into situations of this kind at a crisis time and helps nobody at all. In the meantime, there are people making money hand over fist on new contracts that are being signed. The government is signing new contracts, almost 5 contracts a day, because of the forthcoming elections, of course, all politically well-timed. But what about the old structures? What about building collapses? What about bridges that are falling down and injuring and killing people? Does nobody care at all? It certainly appears like that, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely, Ms. Day. Thank you very much for joining us. You're demanding accountability, as are all the people who are on the ground. We spoke to some of the people who were around the area where this bridge collapse took place. Let's listen to them.
मैं खुद यहाँ पे था, मेरे सामने ये सब पूरा यहाँ पे गिरा, जैसे वो गिरा वैसे बहुत जोर से आवाज़ आया, नीचे कुछ लेडीज़ थी, एक लेडीज़ के हाथ में छोटा बच्चा भी था, एक जो केले बचने वाले हॉकर्स लोग रहते हैं वो भी थी, एक लेडी जो उसके जो हॉस्पिटल के अंदर काम करती है, जीटी हॉस्पिटल, वो भी थी उसके अंदर, और कम से कम 20 से ऊपर लोग नीचे थे, उस दरमियान जा रहे थे, कुछ लोग ऊपर से नीचे गिरे, जो ऊपर से जा रहे थे वो नीचे से ऊपर से नीचे गिरे, जैसे ही वो गिरे तो उनका बहुत हल्ला गुज हुआ और उसके अंदर कम से कम 20 के ऊपर लोग घायल हो गए होंगे। पब्लिक ने 10 लोगों को एम्बुलेंस के अंदर डाला और हॉस्पिटल में शिफ्ट किया। उस दरमियान ही कम से कम 4 लोग तो यहीं पे गए होते। उनकी जान यहीं पे गई थी। ऐसे कम से कम 5 लोग यहाँ पे थे।
हम सब लोग हमारा सब अपना स्टाफ है, जो अपना पब्लिक है, सब ने अपने मिल के 1 नंबर 5 और 1 नंबर 4 और कैजुअलिटी में हमारा सब स्टाफ, सिस्टर, डॉक्टर, विक्टर सब।
एक बार फिर से बता पाएंगे कि कितने लोग?
20-25 है। रिटर्न नहीं बोल सकता है, पर है 20 तक है। 20-25 है। 1 नंबर 4 में है, कैजुअलिटी में है, और 1 नंबर 5 में हम लोग एक ही है उधर भी।
So those were some of the eyewitnesses clearly demanding accountability to be fixed and action to be taken against those who are responsible. Remember, this is where you know that a bridge is vulnerable, it requires maintenance, and yet you make no effort to stop people from going there. You don't even put up a signage saying that you need to be careful as you walk over this. That's how cheap life is, and that is not acceptable, which is why action needs to be taken, very strict action at the earliest possible. We're tracking this story continuously.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.